Good morning, traders. So we are looking at the Dow Jones this morning. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We do these videos every single day. And if you've got some ideas of some other instruments that you want us to look at, just drop us a comment in the comments below. Anyway, starting off on the weekly chart, we are getting quite close to this weekly level. And this weekly level is 24,430. And we actually tagged it yesterday, if I'm correct. Yeah, so we got right onto it and then we sold off. You'll see it on the lower time frame at the moment. Now I'm just going to add this daily inside tail, which is this one up here. Okay, that is pretty much my zone at the moment that we need to take cognizance of. So you can see there's a lot of tails, a lot of interaction in between these two levels, and I'll give you the levels now. But that is the situation that we have at the moment. On the 4-hour, we have a trend. So there were the first two touches. We came back to touch it and then rallied off. But I think the part that is starting to prickle my interest for a short is this wedge that's forming. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3 at the top and 2 touches at the bottom. That's a pretty well-defined wedge. In actual fact, 3 touches is a triangle, and triangles are typically your consolidation patterns, regardless which way you look at it. So that is looking fairly interesting. So obviously the logic to me is I would like to see some sort of a pullback and then back in long. Remember, we're trading with a trend. The 4-hour alligator is pointing to the upside. So we are looking for the trend. Even when we break through the alligator, we still want to go long, and you want to see whether you're going to get a rejection of that alligator or we're going to break back through it. So the bigger time frames, when I say bigger, the daily, the trend is up. So you trade with the trend. Okay, so saying that, we are still looking for longs. Obviously, we're not looking for longs up here. We're looking for longs lower down. And that is kind of, that's a level that I would look for a half decent long. And that's off the hour, but the lower time frame, you could get something better. And I'll show you what I mean on the 12-minute just now. So at this stage, there's nothing really here that's indicating to me whether we're long or short. We do have a potential double top here, but obviously the neckline for that double top is a break below 25288. Okay, so at this stage, that is a stop level for me, 25288. That is a stop level for any longs that I'm looking for. Now, the reason why you don't want to be up here is if it does go against you, it's a good 115 points that you need to worry about. So rather wait for a pullback and then get in for another long. What you're looking for is a break above this weekly level of 25429 or 25430, and then to come and take daily level of 25542. Okay, that's kind of the play that we're looking for at the moment. And I don't see anything that's indicating anything at the moment. It's going to drop down to 2 levels quickly. So the half hour, we are starting to get some diversions here. See, there's a high, higher high, high, lower high, lower high, double top. So this pattern that you see here on the awesome oscillator is indicating momentum is starting to slow down, and we may be looking at an area of interest for the bears. Okay, so let's just get down to the 12 minutes so I can just show you what I'm talking about here. So just reviewing yesterday, you can see we had this nice rally with the alligator pointing up, and now normally what you're expecting is a second move. Now the second move, especially with this exhaustion bar here, it could be off this level, off one of these levels to the downside. And the levels I'm looking at are these inside tails, the fractals, okay? Because those are my levels. And what basically happened here, we didn't tag this level, but we stayed above the alligator. So the minute you see a pattern like this, what you're looking for is you're looking for an area, that's a pretty solid area, but any one of these fractals, you can see there's a fractal. The minute you start creating, you're not creating lower lows, fractals all sort of coming off the same level and then start slowly moving up. Now there's your warning bells, you're above the alligator, above the fractals, and the beauty about this was it was a 40 points, I think it was I had a 34, 35 point stop loss, but you could have rounded that off to even 50 points. You could have taken it to 75 points below this level here, for any sort of, just to just give yourself a bit of wiggle room. But yeah, I mean, you can see how we're staying on the alligator. So what you were looking for is a break of the fractal. As soon as this alligator starts opening up here, you can see there's starting to open up. That would have given you start looking at these fractals, and there's the first fractal break. Form the fractal, came back, create another fractal which is higher than this one. This fractal is higher than this one. So there was your area that you could see that there was something happening. Okay, so and then it was quite a nice move until Trump started his State of the Nations address, and then it became volatile again. So it was a nice controlled move through the open up until probably about an hour after the open, and then basically we had the volatility come in. Okay, and you see what I mean by trading with the bigger trend. The trend on the 4 hour is up, even though we've broken through here on the half hour. We're looking to go with the trend, and this is also wise man number one here. The deviation from the red line there, price is running straight down, alligators running that way, massive deviation. So that was your indication that there's another long, and if you're still in on this long, your stop would be below these tails at the moment. Okay, so using that same logic at the moment, you can see we've got a fractal which is lower than this one, and we've got a fractal that's higher than this one. So right now, if you put a line across both of them, you're basically looking at a megaphone. Okay, so I suspect we're still looking for upside. I'm just going to get to the half hour here. So still looking for some more upside. Obviously, the first level to break is 25429. If we don't get through that level, then you can expect either an extended period of consolidation or a move to the downside. But looking at the half hour here, there is a couple of warning bells that are starting to ring. The hour, there's not really any warning bells just yet, just a bit of volatility. Okay, so where am I looking for longs? I'm actually not 100% sure what seems to be logical. I suppose this area here, there's two areas that I'll be looking at to see what price does, and the first one is 25,350, and the second one is 25,288 or 25,290. Those are the areas that I'd be looking for a long entry. Looking at the 30-minute at the moment, you can see we are starting to sort of head sideways, and this bit of volatility here during the last half of yesterday's trading session, it does give you an indication that there's quite a bit of indecision. Okay, before we close off, let's just quickly have a look at the ichimoku. So half hour, the trend is still up. You see we're above the cloud, above Tegensen, above Kijinsen, although Kijinsen and Tegensen are flat. If I go to the 1 hour, Kijinsen and Tegensen flat, just an indication that we're starting to range. And if I look at the 4 hour, we are quite extended from Kijinsen and Tegensen, although we are pointing up at the moment. So this trend is still up. So what you're actually looking for is you're looking for something like a pullback to 25 to 50 area for another opportunity to get long. Okay, daily we have broken through the cloud quite convincingly. We haven't had a retest of the cloud, so I do suspect that's coming, and It may come soon, or it may come, yeah, it may come a lot later, but it's definitely going to come. This level here, if I look at the daily, and I've already given it to you, is 25,550 is pretty critical. That's a previous swing high. It's also a flat cloud. And if I look at the weekly, we have broken through the cloud, but there's a big but here, and that is Kijinson and Tegenson are not conforming to price. In other words, they are not pointing up. Kijinson is flat, and Tegenson is pointing down. Okay, so these two signals here is an indication of bearish momentum starting to build. Okay, the cloud is also still red. Even though we've broken back through the cloud here, this is a warning, and plus linked up with this Williams percentage R sitting in the sell zone here. Okay, so that's why I am fairly cautious at the moment, because I suspect something is brewing. Something is brewing here. We've got that weekly level, and then obviously we've got this daily level. Okay, so guys, be very careful. I think you should still be trading with the trend to the upside, but it's time to tighten those stops up and pay attention to what's going on. So 254.30, 254.50, somewhere around there, and then that's your weekly level, your daily levels to 255.65. Okay, so guys, that's it for me today. I'm still trading long, but with very tight stops, and also waiting for deeper pullbacks. So I want to see a deep pullback. I want to see the Williams percentage R below the minus 80, and that would give me an indication for longs. But looking at the half hour, there's a lot of barbed wire happening at the moment, so I'm kind of reluctant to jump into this right now. I'm more than likely going to wait for the US session again to see what happens there. Anyway, that's it for me today. Just be very careful today. We are at some significant levels, and we can always break through, but I suspect we're going to find some kind of retracement happening soon. Okay, anyway guys, stay safe, keep those stops tight, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.